Oh, hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you all again.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Jody, and I have cards and toys and presents for all of you, or some of you, depends. And I am an FDN, a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and a holistic practitioner, a certified naturopath, and I'm currently going to school for my doctoral of functional medicine. So that's a little about my boring credentials, but what I really do and what I really love is helping people feel better, feel their best. And I come at this from, you heard a little of my history where I had all this autoimmune disorders. I was miserable. I couldn't walk across the room. And then the doctors weren't healing me. I was getting worse. Nothing that I was taking, they had me on methotrexate and all the chemo drugs and all that stuff, and I was getting worse. Right? I was worse. Mm-hmm. And then I started falling down this rabbit hole, finding this world of naturopathy and the other solutions that my doctor never talked about, never mentioned. No, none of my friends knew anything about it, but I knew I was just getting worse with medical care. So I found this way. I turned around all my health issues, only to have a new one. So I want to tell you that if you are suffering with any illness or any conditions or little stuff, can't sleep at night, brain fog, fatigue, hormonal issues, I'm really well versed, and I'm happy to talk to you either during class or after class. So I have a lot of tips and tricks in my toolbox, so you can try to stump the chump, and I've probably got a solution. So that's my background, that's me, and Kristen and I know each other because I also owned a gym in New Ipswich for a couple of years, and I started really getting into this because I was teaching yoga and breath work and Pilates, and from being so sick for so long, I was really I was in rough shape. My muscles have given up the ship. So now I'm strong. I mean, I'm not where I want to be by any stretch, but I'm really strong, and I can walk and I can run, and I teach dance classes and fitness classes, believe it or not. So I both wanted to tell you that you should know this about me, because I wouldn't want you to go, I don't know if I believe that she knows anything about nutrition. Just saying. My mother says that to me.
Great.
My mother, whenever I see her, she'll go, oh, hello, what, oh, your ears, it got bigger.
Oh,
and she'll say to her husband, did you see your ears, it got bigger.
New York?
Jersey. He's heard, right? You heard it all. And
yeah.
he wouldn't have even believed the stories they tell about my family. They're just so rude. So
here.
they come here, and I kind of like, who's ready for a fight?
You know, Jody, if you've lost weight, you could be a trophy wife.
That's what he said to me.
Oh,
we were at dinner.
no.
He
The
said,
stepfather.
my stepfather, if you lost weight, you could be a trophy wife like your mother. And I was like, and I was so fast. I said, why? So I could have a gem like you? I don't think so. Throw the mean girl stuff at him really fast.
Yes.
But I'm not really rude. But I just wanted you to know, like, I know a lot of stuff. And if I don't know answers to any weird questions, I will get it for you. And I have a big network of friends in this functional world. And we've got medical directors who kind of we report to, and they know even more. They've been doing this for 30 years. I'm a newbie. I've only been doing this really for 2 or 3. Something like that. So, jump right in. I know your focus has been on diety
Food
stuff.
for medicine. Food for medicine.
Food for medicine, my favorite topic. You can read my column. I'm in the Dublin Advocate, and it's online if you look it up. This coming month in August, there's a whole article basically on food for medicine. Use food as medicine. So I don't know exactly what you talked about as far as this goes, but let's start with this. You guys all know that our food is being messed with, right?
Oh, yeah.
You all feel it, you live it, your kids, your family, your sisters, your mothers. So the problem is with our food being tainted by food scientists who can make garbage taste like food and look and smell like food. We're behind the 8 ball, right? You okay? Okay, so what? That's not gonna work. Let's just talk about that for food for medicine. First, we got to get rid of food as medicine, right? I'm just gonna forgive my handwriting. First step, get rid of the garbage, right? Did you already say this? Because I don't want to
No.
repeat myself.
You're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Just stop me. Just say I'm bored. I'm glazing over.
Just talk louder now that the air conditioner's back on.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell stories about my mother right now. Just in case she sees the video. Get rid of toxins. All right, name them. Give me something terrible that everybody's eating. Right?
Sugar.
Sugar.
Because I reach for my soda.
Yeah. Sugar, soda.
Anything processed.
Soda. Anything in a package or processed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Anybody else got any surprise? No.
Anything that Monsanto touches?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Anything that what?
Monsanto touches.
You know what they make, right? Do you? Roundup.
Yes.
Oh.
What's it also called?
Pesticides are.
Yeah, it's
Pesticides.
right.
Pesticides. You know what else it's called? The specific one. Glyphosate.
Glyphosate, yeah.
Glyphosate. Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. So obviously sugar and soda. When the first time I met with a dietitian, a really great lady by the way, her name is Lucy Hutchins. She's out of New Ipswich.
with her.
She's great.
She's super nice.
She's lovely. I love Lucy. The first thing she told me when I went to her and said, I'm having 1,400 calories a day. What am I doing wrong? She goes, oh, it's your hormones. Okay. What does that mean? What do I have to do? And she's like, get rid of sugar. And I almost cried. I was like, sugar's my friend. Anything but sugar. Is there anything else? I'll give up alcohol. I'll give up men. I'll give up anything. Sorry. Just kidding. Just kidding.
That's what happened.
Lucy, blame Lucy. You know, we've had Lucy at the house for like all things. But she said get rid of the sugar. Now, sugar is there's a couple problems there. And if you substitute for, I'm going to add fake sugar. Okay, so those are no better for you. Sad. I've been having Splenda in my coffee for probably 5 years, maybe longer. Like the taste of Splenda. Splenda's just so bad. These things are that one, the blue one. What's the blue one called?
Equal.
Equal. Thank you. Good. You want a prize?
Use it every day.
And the pink one's even worse.
Sweet and low.
Sweet and low, right? These are bad, and the reason they're bad is these chemicals that are marketed as sugars. These are hormone disruptors. So if you wonder, why am I getting bad periods? Why is my daughter getting boobs at 8 years old? What is going on? Is my sister suffering so bad she can't get pregnant at 20 years old? What is going on? We have a lot of hormone disruptors. This being the biggest hormone disruptor. Although there's others, and I'll talk about those too. So glyphosate is a hormone, and it gets in your body, and as it works its way through your system, it collects things. It collects things, and then it messes with you. Now, it might not mess with us if we, let's say, we're used to it, we don't have a lot, we've lived a lifetime, and it wasn't in our food till, I think, 70s or 80s. So maybe we got a couple decades maybe in there before the real poisons made it to our food supply. But now they're in our kids. The kids are the canary in the coal mine. The kids are getting Go-Gurts. Go-Gurts are full of sugar and chemicals and Pop-Tarts and cereals. They're loaded with glyphosates. My heart is breaking.
They spray the wheat to kill it and dry it out faster, which is insane. Who ever thought?
That's
what's
what's-
spray? It's insane.
That's exactly what they do.
Although I do try to like go to like the Green Grocer
Yeah.
in Peterborough,
Yeah, they got good
and
stuff.
they have what I hope is healthier cereals.
I think so. I mean, I think we're better off with rice cereal or not wheat. You know, there's talk about the wheat being super contaminated. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. But I do know this. There are farmers out there milling the old wheats. There's something called red turkey wheat or something.
I think I know what it is. So I have a friend who thought she was gluten-free. She's been gluten-free for 5 years, and now she buys her own. They are red something wheat berries. They're organic. They have a very, very fast shelf life because that's the reason we stopped using them. And she mills her own wheat to make anything she wants gluten in, and she can eat gluten just fine as long as it doesn't have any of that, and she mills it herself. It's not processed.
Is she gluten sensitive or celiac?
So I would have to ask her exactly all of her stuff. Some of her stuff she's crazy with, but this I actually agree with her on. But she takes some things a little too far for me. But I'm not exactly sure. I don't think she's celiac, but I know that she had always had issues with gluten, so she went gluten free. I would have to ask exactly.
My daughter's celiac, so I didn't know if that was an option, but.
Yeah. I don't know.
They are suggesting in the natural world of replacing your wheats with bulgur wheat and not even oats. Some places they say oats are good, some say no. But there's European wheats and the old wheat stuff, and you can buy.
The only reason the oat is not good is because it's next to the wheat fields when they're
cross
sprayed.
contaminated.
Yeah.
I noticed because I'm an avid runner, I used to use oatmeal as fuel before my races in the morning. Until I started to realize, well, gee, every time I eat oatmeal and then race, and I'm trying to go at speed, I get the burps. Like I started getting gassy, like almost halfway through the race. And I noticed I wasn't getting that way with like bananas or something else that I don't know if it was the oats were heavy, like it turned into concrete after I ate it, or
Well,
if it's just something.
running changes the way your GI processes, and also when you get in that runner's high, what that also does is it changes the way your hormones are distributed and the way your cells uptake hormone metabolites. And that's just a complicated way of saying the more you push your body, the more your body may respond differently to different things. Just saying. But bulgur wheat is a good one. Amaranth is an antique wheat-like product, and it's awesome. I snuck it into dinner a couple times. You didn't even notice. So
So I stopped eating at the house.
doesn't trust me anymore. So you want
That's
to
weird
get
things.
number one, get rid of toxins, and also think about plastics, because you know we are what we eat, and we're surrounded by microplastics. So if possible, try to buy things that are fresh, not in plastic. Never microwave in plastic. Microwave on a plate, microwave on paper, glass, paper towel, not plastic. All of our products, body products, deodorant, shampoo, soaps, they've all got phthalates in them. These are also hormone disruptors. So, if you're interested, I don't sell these things, but I'm happy to hook you up with my favorite products because I've been experimenting for years trying to change my lifestyle. Like Tide broke my heart. I had to get rid of Tide with bleach alternative, which was my favorite for like 25 years. And now I found an all-natural product that works absolutely as well as Tide. And same with deodorant, toothpaste. I'm going to digress. Toothpaste. I do sell toothpaste because fluoride is bad for you. Fluoride is bad. Fluoride is bad. And the fluoride that they're putting in our water supply and in toothpaste and stuff like that is literally made from stuff that they scrape off the top of wastewater treatment plants. So just saying.
Yum.
And
I swear, these corporations are killing us.
anything to make a buck.
Ah,
So the toothpaste.
Purified scum.
They're gonna go feral.
Literally.
Yep. The toothpaste I really love, although there's a few, does not have fluoride in it, and it's not one of those baking soda Tom's toothpaste either. It's called nanohydroxyapatite. Long way of saying it's nanite size calcium and phosphorus. It is the gold standard for ingredients in Japan. Now, somebody, not me, but somebody that I know really well used to get cavities every year, and since switching 3 years ago to Ollie, which is a
I
nanohydroxy.
just started using it.
It's great.
Just started using
It's
it.
great. No more
How does it taste?
like mint toothpaste.
It's still just like mint toothpaste.
It's great.
Is
And-
it called Ollie?
Ollie.
OLLIE. Now, it is a little bit more expensive, but it's like, I'm
And where do you get it?
I buy it online,
We're on
and then
OLLIE.
and then it's really great for your. It's actually a little more expensive, but a fantastic product because somebody I know does not get cavities anymore.
I have so many root canals,
Ooh.
and I don't want more.
The one thing is, it doesn't, foam up like regular toothpaste, but other
It
than
acts
that,
a little more like a baking soda toothpaste-ish.
Yeah.
But it works great. I'm 3 years in, no cavities,
Wow, that's
no
great.
gum problem. There is some reports that some people say it made their gums sensitive. And at one point I did have sensitive gums, but I worked through it and I just stayed with it and didn't quit because I had a backlog. And it went away. So highly recommend that. They Live Fresh is a brand that does a lot of the mouthwashes and dental, I don't sell it, floss and whitening products, and they're an all natural company that has really good products. I don't sell it, but I do buy it. I really like
what
it.
is it called?
LIV Fresh. I like their tooth whitening, and their dental floss is something they've been adding garbage to also. So you have all these toxins coming at us all the time. And even when you're doing your best and trying to eat healthy and eating local is a great solution. Go to the farmers markets, buy local, because they'll tell you if they're using pesticides or herbicides or whatever, and a lot of them don't. So I buy local. You can talk to the farmers.
And especially where this parasite thing is going on.
Just there's a lot of online stuff, and once you watch one, they're gonna keep giving it to you on the algorithms. Don't believe everything. Just say it. And I do have a great solution. I can tell you a story. So I digress again. Other than the toothpaste and the dental floss, there you go. So here's my story. So somebody I know.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad you came.
Oh, so am I. I know
Somebody
what
I
she's
know.
gonna say.
Somebody I know was having trouble post-COVID and was getting upset, bellyache and stuff. And our friends were shooting us all these videos. Here's my parasite cleanse. Here's this. Take a parasite cleanse. Take a heavy metal cleanse. And I'm going to school. So I'm like, we can do all this testing. We should do all this testing. And somebody I know was like, no.
I ain't sending poop in the mail.
Well, it's a poop test. I got him one for Christmas.
That's disgusting.
I mean, everybody needs a
If
poop
you're worried
test
about
for
eating
Christmas.
toxins healthy, right? You gotta send poop in the mail. No,
I
thank
made
you.
my husband drive mine to the hospital and drop it off.
No way I would
Good
do that.
husband.
He did a great job.
Matt was a good husband.
This was great.
So anyway, because the stomach was upset really bad, this went on for, I'm gonna say 3 to 6 months.
6 months.
6 months, and the usual things weren't working. Didn't want to go to a doctor. I said, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start you on oregano and black seed oil. So these are 2 ingredients that they put in soft gel capsules. no stomach upset. Some people complain that they feel like they're burping up a Caesar salad, but most people don't really have any problem. Oregano, for many, many thousands of years, was the antibiotic. That and rosemary and clove. I mean, there's a few other natural things, but these things actually worked. People survived for thousands of years because they knew about the power of natural antibiotics. Black seed oil. I'm pretty certain that black seed is originally from Africa, where African medicinal technique brought this great thing. And black seed is, they're doing, actually, if you look on PubMed, in the medical articles, it does look like they're testing and they're finding that black seed kills the C word, does some other great things, whatever. So I do your research, check into it, but this is what I did. I stuck these capsules down his mouth for 6 months. 6 months. And stomach went away. Everything went away. But then...
Still taking them.
Well, that's for different. Okay. So then, about 2 months ago in May, he got bit by a tick.
Oh.
Got bit by a tick. And I look at it, and it looks like a red hard spot on his back. And I'm like, I don't know. Is it a tick? It looks like a spider bite. Either way, spider bites are bad. That's potentially blood infections. Go to the doctor. So I put colloidal silver. If you don't have this in your medicine cabinet, highly recommend it. Colloidal silver or colloidal gold. This was also, if anybody says, oh, that's voodoo stuff, let me tell you. They're using silver at burn clinics and for people who have massive infections. They use silver as an antibiotic because nothing grows there. So I put colloidal silver on like a napkin, pressed it onto them, cleaned it with it, put it on it for about an hour, and I gave them colloidal silver orally, which there's mixed. It doesn't taste like it. It tastes like water. But there's mixed. Some people swear by it. Some people say that it fixes everything. Some people say it did nothing. But I was like, well, let's just try it. Because you can't go to the doctor for 2 days, so let's just try it. So we did the colloidal silver, and he's already taken the oregano, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Well, I went camping, and I came back, and oh, no, wait, I skipped a step. He went to the urgent care, and
I did, yeah.
and the doctor looks at it and says, shingles. No pain, no nothing. Not shingles, though.
Shingles.
She was wrong. And she scoffed when he said that his wife, the naturopath, used colloidal silver and oregano, black seed oil.
Won't work.
Nothing. So she sent him on his way with one of those fancy new antibacterials or antivirals for shingles. I went camping, came back, he took off his shirt. I was like, oh my God. He had a bullseye this big on his back. Like the bullseye rash was screaming loud.
It was bigger than that.
It was
It
huge.
was my whole back.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty much the whole back.
It was huge. And
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my God, that is Lyme's disease. That doctor was wrong. You need to go to the doctor and get on.
Doxycycline.
Thank you, doctor. I was thinking it's not Geflaxin, doxycycline. And I told him, get him on doxycycline. Tell the doctor you need it, blah, blah. No more shingles. Go to a different doctor. He goes to a different doctor. And she's like, oh yeah, that's Lyme's. Oh my God, that's huge. And puts him on doxycycline immediately. But he was so terrified that this was Lyme's when I came home before I went to the doctor, he, without telling me, he doubled down on the dose of the oregano and black seed oil. Would you believe? This guy, no. 0 symptoms. No headaches. No fatigue. No muscle pain.
The
Nothing.
doctor couldn't even believe it.
Nothing.
Couldn't believe it. She says, how is this not knocking you down? I said, I don't know. I said, I got a
Yeah.
wife.
So is that something you make yourself?
Yeah.
Or you buy it?
She bought it.
If you want to write it down, this company is they're one of the least expensive and vetted products out there, companies out there. They're called Micro Ingredients,
Oh, okay, yes.
and I happen to really like this brand. But you really got to go directly to the company. Don't buy on Amazon, because Amazon's got knockoffs and counterfeits. So just go right to the Micro Ingredients company, buy their products. They're solid. They're vetted. They're made in the U.S. They're legit. They're tested. They're they've got all the.
What's something like that cost?
I think I paid $20 for a 2-month or 3-month supply.
3
Nice.
months.
So
Nice.
yeah, it's great. And I buy other things from them. I buy psyllium husk, for fiber. We're supposed to have a lot more fiber, and that's a whole other lecture, really. But their psyllium husk is like $20 or $30, and it's like a 4-month supply. So these are not expensive. And if anybody says to you, "Oh, supplements are no good. You don't know what you're buying. They're not FDA." These brands that I'm telling you about, these have been tested, not by the FDA, by neutral third parties. They're tested in labs to make sure that they are what they say they are.
By the way, psyllium husk is the answer to having great gluten-free pastries.
It is,
Yes.
because you put it in, it substitutes for the gluten.
That's so interesting.
It's
So weird.
gummy. You can use flax seeds too.
Yep.
That's so interesting. So
You get about 30 minutes. We're about 30 minutes in.
okay. Well, I don't know if I have 30 more minutes. I want to.
All right.
Okay, but we talked about the big one: getting rid of plastics, getting rid of chemicals in your body, getting rid of fluoride. Take care of you. You're the only one you got, and also, I just want to say this: the longer we're here, living in this very toxic environment with the smoke all around us, as if that's not going to affect some people. The longer we're here, and our bodies have to try to find homeostasis, trying to find the body's neutral, where everything is good, where it's normal, and yet we're exposing ourselves to plastics and pesticides and phthalates and poisons. We need to gear up and be as strong as we can be, because we're bombarded. So to that end, I really, really recommend that you bulk up where you can on antioxidants. And I have things I can talk to you about this. So if you're wondering what's an antioxidant, what does it actually do, what are they? So what happens is, we are biochemical beings, right? We're biochemistry, the classes we didn't like in high school, college. Okay, cells, we are made of lots of cells: liver, skin, eyes, whatever, all these cells. A healthy cell has a nice membrane around the outside, a membrane of fat. It's got receptors that spike out all over it that absorb things. They absorb hormones, they absorb aminos, they absorb everything. If you're exposed to these phthalates, let's say, what's in our shampoos, and they're in our blood, they get through our bloodstream, they leave little particles. They're called free radicals. Your body gets loaded down. Your cells get attacked by these little tiny free radicals. Well, antioxidants have this great power in the bloodstream of going through your body, and they're like your Superman. They will get rid of, play Pac-Man, to get rid of these free radicals. Okay. They can recreate the original healthy cell if the cell isn't too far damaged. This is a product I do not sell, but I really love. It's called Fatty 15. Scientists discovered it fairly recently, and it is a short chain amino. I gotta look it up. I don't think I have that right. Short chain. Anyway, it's a fat. It's fat, but I buy the gummies. I love them, and they go through your body, and they fix your cells. So your cell membrane is a layer of fat, and Fatty 15 heals that layer so that your cells can absorb nutrients and amino acids. Antioxidants there's a lot of them, but the big ones that you know about, and they're easy to find, are in red fruits and vegetables. So beets are one of them. The best ones you can have. If you hate beets, there's beet powder, pomegranates, acai, all these red grapes. You hear about wine having anthocyanins in it, which are supposed to help you, again, as an antioxidant. So think beets, pomegranate, acai, red grapes.
Cherries.
Yes, but to a lesser degree. But wild cherries, no, not wild cherries, sour cherries. Sour cherries are high in anthracite, and they're hard to find them. So, what I do, because I don't eat like any fruit, and I'm really, really careful with carby vegetables and sweet vegetables. Like, I don't eat fruits, I don't eat beets, I don't eat sweet potatoes much. That's as close as I get to a carb. I buy this, and I don't sell this either, but it's on my website. It's a brand called Sun Warrior, and they make this thing called a red blend. There are lots of them out there, and there's a lot of beet blends and pomegranate blends, and they're all different prices and by different manufacturers. I just like this one because it tastes good. So I just mix it with water, throw it in a shaker bottle, and it's a wonderful product. It's loaded with the beets and the pomegranates and the acai, but it's also got functional mushrooms in it. So it's got it's calming. Like, I can be a little high strung. I run on high speed, and I love this. It really gives me focus and calms me down, and I know it's really good for me. And it's $31.95 for about a month's supply. And I mostly take it every day, but not always. Sometimes I forget. But red blend of any brand is going to do your body good, fighting, remember what I said about the cell. So there's a lot of programs out there. I'm going to tell you right now, if you've gone down the rabbit hole on the internet and heard of Dr. Pompa, he's got tons of ads. He's a chiropractor who says you got to fix the cell. He's trained all the other big guys out there. Dr. Axe, you've heard of Axe? Anyway, they all talk about the cell. And I'm telling you, for free, that you can do this. You can fix your cells with these two products, with any red blend, and boosting your natural, eat the fruits, eat the red purples, eat the blueberries. And Fatty 15 is, they discovered it when they were learning about dolphins, like why dolphins live like so long and they don't have dolphins, and sharks don't have cancer. It came out of that research. So nobody else is, except for the company themselves, nobody else in this world that I'm in is talking about Fatty 15. I firmly believe, based on the research that I've read, that it is the key. So there's that. So when you have a cell, you want to eat the antioxidants because they'll get rid of these crazy free radicals. They do it by adding, if you really want to know, you probably don't, an electron. Remember, we're biochemical beings. So they give an electron of theirs to the cell, and that takes kind of attaches to these crazy free radicals, and they get sucked up by the bloodstream. That's how that works. So, sorry, I'm trying really hard not to get too deep in the science because I'm kind of a nerd like that. So, for the win, well, maybe I'll ask later. Okay, so my big thing is I have studied genomics. I was going to school, went back to college for microbiology and genomics. Genomics is your genes. 30 years ago or so, the governments all decided that they needed to figure out the human genome. They created the Human Genome Project to identify DNA. What makes us us? What makes kids with these bad diseases? What's the gene that's responsible? What's the gene responsible for blood diseases and cancers? And they've been deciphering this. So this has been my area of study and expertise. I'm a genomics coach. What I do is I get people's genetics testing. It's about $289 from a couple different people, although you could go online and find it for as much as $1,000. But I'm about the price. So about $280, you can learn all about your genetics. Somewhere in this pile of papers. I know I have a sample report. But it was super interesting, which brings me to the next topic. More than 60% of the US population has a gene called mthfr. You don't have to write this down. But Amanda, just say in You think someone in your family's got this gene? I'm not gonna say who, but I know it.
That looks like a swear.
I was gonna say the
We call it
motherfucker.
that.
The
The
motherfucker gene.
motherfucker.
It's the motherfucker gene.
That was, sorry.
That's not, you're not wrong, that's
Nope.
what we
Are
call
you
it.
pointing at me because of the EDS? Yeah.
I too. Anyway, both my parents gave me a bad version of the MTHFR gene. So everybody has the gene, but not everybody has the messed up
Version.
the coding error. It is a coding error.
Hmm.
There's some thought by anthropologists that during the age of the Vikings, back in like the 1500s or something, there was a solar flare, and the Vikings were prolific breeders around the globe.
Whether
And-
anyone liked it or not.
And supposedly related to one that,
One of those Leif Erikson guys?
with the Wabanaki, or
Oh,
not
okay.
Wabanaki, Wampanoag, named Mary Little Dove.
Oh,
She supposedly had flaming red hair, which I'm not a natural redhead, but on my father's side, on that side, they had kind of reddish hair. But yeah, supposedly on his side, there
the
was-
Vikings. So they were breeding all over the globe, and the thought is from the anthropologists that this solar flare hit them, and they were tough, and they transferred this coding error throughout the generations, and here we are. And more than 60% of the U.S. population has it, and it does a lot of different things. I have a lot of things to share if you think you have this. So, the MTHFR gene directly tells your body how to, remember we're all biochemical beings, how to absorb B vitamins, specifically how to convert B12, cobalamin, into B6 folate. That's this whole entire job. Now you need B vitamins. Your cells cannot work right. You have no energy if you don't have good B vitamin uptake like that, methylation. So this is kind of part 2 of this, and you don't have to get your genes tested. Before I spent the $300 to get my genes tested, I just was like, I have all these symptoms. I bet I have this. Turns out, not only did I have it, but both my parents had it, and they gave me that one. So guess what I gave to my kids? So I'm gonna go over all the symptoms, but listen to this. And you can have different versions, right? And you can have it interacting with other genes. So there's another gene called the COMT. And if you have fast COMT or slow COMT, and then you also have the MTHFR, you have all these crazy symptoms. So let me just tell you, and you can kind of make yourself a little tick mark and say, I have like so many of these, or I have none of these. Whatever. So the symptoms of the MTHFR in a slower version with COMT slow: anxiety, emotional intensity, overwhelming PMS, irritability, wired but tired. Fast COMT with slow MTHFR, flat mood, burnout, low motivation, brain fog, and fatigue. That was like me, right there. Because I was flat mood. Like, I like never cry, but I'm also like not really, right? I cried over the dog. When was the last time I cried?
That's probably the first time.
We've been together more than 10 years. Like, I consider myself flat. Maybe I'm up here, happy-ish, but I'm flat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, normal. Anyway, flat mood,
She
burnout.
admits it.
Totally admit
I
it.
told her that she's not normal.
Burnout, always burned out. Low motivation, believe it or not, because I do a million things when I'm actually struggling with motivation. Brain fog, every day. Fatigue, cyclist. I know that drug. Okay, slow COMT, MTHFR with this other GAD1 which has a lot to do with a whole nother thing, and it's a very common gene. Panic, sensory overload, ADHD-like symptoms, insomnia, and reactivity. And this one, COMT plus GAD1 plus MAOE with MTHFR. Emotional depth, that would be my dot. Overwhelm easily, empathy, overload, social fatigue, sensory sensitivity. And as it turns out, I have all that. I have like all of that. You want to hear any of these again, or are they overwhelmingly bad? Like just think like brain fog, fatigue, a lot of mood issues, ADD, anxiety, concentration, brain fog, all those things.
All stuff, hormones and
Yeah, there's-
serotonin and dopamine
Yep.
related.
Which is worse in post-menopause, and it's been worse since I've been in menopause.
We need to talk. Yes, we need to talk. So there's, I think I already told you all about Fatty 15, which I really believe in. I have felt a lot better with Fatty 15. I've been on it for 4 months, and I can see that things are balancing better. Everything's balancing better. That's that. Talked about this, like oxidative stress, the self. Okay. Here's more MTHFR stuff. This is what most people really know about. I just told you about like symptoms, but if you start reading up on MTHFR and why your pathway doesn't work, what you'll find is that in our food supply, if you drink Vita water or anything that says an energy drink, cereals, breads, Pop-Tarts, all those things I'm picking on today, they all have synthetic B12. B12, otherwise known as enriched or fortified. I'm really sorry for my bad writing. I'm struggling here. Okay, so let's talk about that. Think about it. When was the last time you looked at a package and it said fortified or enriched? I mean, it's all over the place. There was a whole big fight in California that was in the news where California tried to ban the use of synthetic B12 as an enrichment because the tortilla companies didn't enrich their flour, and the food manufacturers fought them and won in court, and now they're going to have to start adding enriched flour to their tortillas. It was like the big tortilla company. It's crazy. So,
Yes, Ortega.
It's probably
Should have
mission.
been.
It's probably mission.
I don't know. Do you think? I don't remember. But I heard the news article and I was horrified. Because I just know, like, if more than half the population can't handle it, and most people don't even know about it, you got to get that stuff out. Because because the older you get, every decade, you're going to get more and more sluggish, fatigued, brain fog, weight gain, pack it in visceral fat, because your body is not processing that fake B12, synthetic B12. If you look at your vitamins, if it says B12, that's the bad one. If it says cyanocobalamin, cyano stands think cyanide. If it says cyanocobalamin, that's the bad one. You can get methylcobalamin and hydromethylcobalamin, and those are the good versions of the already methylated B12. Like I said, this gene means your body can't transfer B12 to B6. So you're always going to be low on B12. You might not be low on B12 because the B12 may be floating around in your bloodstream. So if you go to the doctor and they test you for vitamin D, vitamin B12, you might be okay. Or they might say, oh, you're a little low. Chances are, if you're low, it's because you have MTHFR. If your B6 is low, chances are you have MTHFR, or there's other genetic patterns, MTR and MTRR. I have both. So I had like all these bad genetics pointing to lots of fatigue, and my cells weren't working because I didn't have B6 and B12. And am I out of time? I can shut up.
No, I
Okay.
was just gonna say if anybody had questions.
Oh, get there. So this is all I probably have time for today, and it's a lot of science. It's a lot of science. So I don't want to overwhelm you, but there are a ton of genetic SNPs that we can pull from your genetic report, and it'll tell you like you're going to be prone to a lack of D. You know, a lot of us in New England, we don't have enough D because we don't go out in the sun enough. But if you have the VDR gene, then you're definitely not getting enough sun. You almost can't. You need vitamin D for the framework of your cells. You need B for energy. So if you're run down, the older you get, you're getting run down. Could be B6, B12, could be, or D, magnesium. And what I found dealing with Hashimoto's was that more Americans are low in iodine, and iodine's in fish and seafood, and fish and seafood are expensive in this country. But I also think there's like a marketing campaign. They're telling us that everything's loaded with mercury. How convenient. Now we have to only buy like beef and steak and chicken, great. But you know, we know that as a country we're low in iodine. In Japan, they eat seafood and fish 3 meals a day. They don't have iodine poisoning. Like, why would we get it?
Because here they say no more than twice a week or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Right. I stayed away from it. Then there was the whole shrimp was radioactive thing, and I was like,
last year, I think.
yeah,
right?
and I was just like, I guess I'm not eating shrimp anymore or anything like that. But then I did all this study. I read an entire paper. This woman in my doctoral program wrote her final dissertation on iodine, and I was like, glaze it over. But there's a lot there. Like you know, if you're low on iodine, your cells aren't going to work right. If you're low on calcium and vitamin D, magnesium. There's 5 different kinds of magnesium. If you don't get enough magnesium through nuts and seeds, meats, if you don't get it, you're gonna think about it like a layered thing. Every 10 years, maybe every 5 or 8, your body's changing because you're getting weighed down. You don't have energy. And you can get all that energy back. You don't have to live like that. So start here. I probably have 15 different steps to tell you about. But start here. Start at 1. I recommend to everybody you really give consideration to your genetic test. And if you don't want to and you just want to look at the symptoms and you want to get with me, I'm pretty good at this point. I can probably say, oh, I bet you have COMT. I'll bet you have VDR. You know, like I can just tell. And if you have any blood work from your doctor, the doctors don't know about this stuff. They're not trained. And it has value. Because I actually work with a patient who, I gave her all this stuff. Sold her vitamins and stuff. Like you need certain vitamins. You need methylated B12. You need more minerals. You need a whole magnesium panel, blah, blah, blah. She goes to her doctor and the doctor says, you're fine with your Centrum. And I'm like, that is absolutely not true. That is absolutely no. So let's take some questions. I'm sure maybe I have all kinds of things.
So I use sugar as little as possible, except for when I eat dessert. Anyway, I use honey in my coffee.
Great.
Is honey better for you, or is that along the line with sugar?
No, I think natural sugars are better. Honey, maple syrup, allulose is great, and date sugar, coconut sugar. There are alternatives. I've been buying allulose in these like 50-pound bags from micronutrients because it's the cheapest way to buy it, and it's a trick because you need like a lot of it to equal like a normal sugar. But
But if you
allulose
eat
is
too
not.
much of it, you're gonna have anal leakage too.
Ew.
Wow.
Good thing I don't use a lot of it.
Okay.
Anal leakage?
Yes. It will screw with your digestion.
Okay. So date sugar, coconut sugar, honey, maple.
No, you can do allulose, but the whole point is to cut down on the need for the sugar. You just need a little sweet.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Good. Green tea's better than black tea supposedly too, because the catechins are supposed to help your, the catechins are antioxidants as well. So, I know in the Mediterranean diet and paleo, they talk a lot about beans. There's like a really there's a push for beans and more of the vegetarian with less meat. What?
1 cup a day.
1 cup a day. I have like none. I have none because I'm afraid of carbs. But Lucy told me not to be afraid of carbs.
Have you heard of Mood Brew?
Moon brew?
Mood Brew. It's supposedly it's a mushroom infused coffee.
Yeah.
And I tried their anti-aging one there a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it was from that or from some energy chew that I ate before my long run, but at first I felt really crappy, like I was gonna like almost like when you're low on sugar and you get like the shaky feeling. And then when that passed, all of a sudden I had this energy like Wonder Woman came out of nowhere, and I was like flying down the trail like I was like doing 7-minute miles, like, and not even feeling like I was having much effort, and I'm like,
There's
what the
magnesium in
heck
that.
is in that?
There's a few of them out there that are mushroom infused coffee drinks, and they typically have lion's mane and reishi and a few other things, and you can react differently to different mushrooms. But they are adding magnesium and L-theanine.
Which I'm already on a prescribed magnesium too. But the one thing that concerns me about anything with the mushrooms is, because I read a lot of things online, I know I shouldn't believe everything, but some people said that you have to be careful with long term, that some mushroom products could attack your liver or other organs.
Your liver can only handle so much.
Yeah.
We're exposed to a lot of toxins, and I think too much of anything is a bad thing. If you have a cup a day, I think that's a great product in moderation. I was thinking Moon Brew, which is a cacao that they infuse with magnesium and L-theanine to help you go to sleep at night.
I tried that too. They gave it to us free.
And it tastes good.
It tastes horrible.
Well, cacao is not that great unless you actually get it from someone who knows how to make it anyway.
I do buy this one that I like, but it's only good if you put cream and sugar in it, like a cup of coffee. That defeats the purpose. So it's sitting in my drawer, waiting for the next time when I feel like I need to have a cup of cacao. I would think if you're listening to your body and your body says, I love this, or I hate this, or I have hate at first and then love, that's a reaction that I'd be paying attention to.
Yeah, I seem to be used to it now. It's not like giving me that all of a sudden like heart palpitation rush or anything like that. I mean, then again, it could have been something else that was causing it.
I don't know that product, so
Yeah.
I don't want to say one way or the other. But if you're mixing a lot of different supplemental kind of things,
Is there a mushroom infused coffee you would recommend? Like
I happen to love Everyday Dose.
everyday dose.
Everyday Dose. I have 1 cup of Everyday Dose every day, and it does wake me up and help me focus at work, which is a problem for me. I have trouble focusing, but I have trouble focusing because I hate my job. So there's that. If I liked my job, I might be able to actually focus. But that's a really good point. I do like Everyday Dose. I've tried just because it tastes better too. I do think their product's pretty clean.
That was my concern, because like I know that there's a lot of benefits access to a lot of these beneficial mushrooms for me, and the amount of mushrooms I would have to like eat on a natural diet is almost unconsumable.
Right.
To get the benefits, but I also don't trust these products. They're trying to make money, so what kind of other crap are they shoving in this stuff
You
to
guys
make
do
money
know
off of?
you have a mushroom farmer in Mason.
Yes.
Right, but I'm still saying, like, for the amount of things that they're saying, like, that I need for these different kind of mushrooms, I would eat mushrooms with and I love mushrooms, don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't trust necessarily half of these products because, yeah, I get your spiel is health stuff, but I still don't
So
trust.
the one thing that you should just always remember is if it's man-made by any stretch, it is altered.
Right, because
Yeah.
it's processed,
Yeah.
yep.
It is altered. Yeah.
So, who is the, I just moved here not that long ago.
Joyberry.
So she's over on Briggs Road.
And I love her because we just adopted a dog, and he's the sweetest dog. He's got these sad eyes, and we got him, and he was walking, but his legs were shaking really bad, and I was like, something's wrong with this dog, Tom. Something's wrong with this dog. Remember at the start of me crying about the dog? So these sad eyes, and his coat is terrible, and he's just kind of, I could just tell. You know, when you talk to an animal and their soul tells you that they're not okay. You know, it was that, and he's shaking, and he wasn't scared, he was weak. So I called the animal rescue. I'm like, what is going on with this dog? This is more than I bargained for. And she tells me how this dog couldn't walk. 14 months ago, the dog couldn't walk. The foster mother took him in and rehabbed him, and he was able to walk again. So I was like, that would have been nice to know. Just saying, you could have told me that beforehand, just so I knew what I was dealing with. But I took him to the vet, and the vet's like, yeah, he's got muscle atrophy because he was in a cage for 14 months being rehabbed, caged, crated, you know. So I had immediately went to Joyberry Farms and got him on a mushroom blend, and she helped me figure out how much at his weight that he should get. And we've had him 6 weeks tomorrow, and he's like walking and jumping and playing and happy, and he seems so much better. He's so good. So Joyberry Farms is like, I love her now. And I love mushroom blends because I think they're really useful. You know, if you don't know much about mushrooms, they're adaptogens. Are they nootropics, some of them? I get nootropics and adaptogens confused. But
Just go with the adaptogens.
I'm going to go with adaptogens. I think lion's mane is the nootropic. So, and there's ashwagandha in this, so that is also
An adaptogen.
an adaptogen. Adaptogens, as it was explained to me, are things that you can eat, drink, whatever, and they tell your brain to send healing to wherever you need it. So they help your body identify healing opportunities, and they help you heal that way. So my poor little dog is getting better.
Well, really, it's supposed to help with like healing confusions. If you have things like fibromyalgia, EDS, pain caused by nerve issues and fascia tissue and that type of stuff. That's why it keeps getting pushed to me, because supposedly it's supposed to help with that. You know, like
The ashwagandha?
Yeah.
I think it helps, but I think if you listen to your body, you know. Like some people can't tolerate ashwagandha; it makes them feel nutty, and that's okay. Just you know, and mushrooms maybe make you feel nuts, but don't take them. You know.
Well, because not every one thing is going to work the same for everybody.
Right.
So once you find what works for you.
But vitamins and minerals, I follow a guy named Dan Purser. If you want to look into his podcasts, his videos, his Facebook reels, or his books. He's writing a new book this spring. He spends a lot of time in his books talking about fibromyalgia and EDS and a few other MS, all these autoimmune things. He swears that, and he's a MD out in Utah. He swears that his thousands of patients are completely recovered from their autoimmune disorders, their EDS, fibromyalgia, and he's now like on this autism project with Robert Kennedy, and I've read all his books, and this guy, like I think because of what he imparted to me through his stuff, I feel a lot better than I ever did. I used to teach I started coming back to exercise, and I was, like I said, I was really decompensated, And I would teach one tap class. You know, tap. You don't need fancy clothes. You can show up in your street clothes, you know. You don't need leotards and tights or anything. And I'm teaching one class, and I'd come home, and I'd get in the recliner. I couldn't move for 2 days, right?
Mm.
When I first started, I was miserable. And then I started teaching Zumba, and it was worse. And then I'd spend 3 or 4 days in the chair, unable to move. Turns out, it's a vitamin and mineral deficiency. Because then I got the lab test. One of the lab tests I run is called intracellular mineral and vitamin panel, and I was missing all these vitamins because I have all these bad genes. So once I started getting rid of the garbage and bulking up on antioxidants, and then the next thing is vitamins and minerals, specific ones, heal.